So in this segment, I'm going to be talking about Nancy Pelosi being seen without her mask inside a San Francisco hair salon and kind of the issues here. I'm finding the rules about the lockdown is quite difficult purely because if you type in San Francisco hair salon, it comes up with what happened with Pelosi. So the most powerful elected U.S. Democrat, Nancy Pelosi, has visited a hair salon in San Francisco, breaking the rules that only allow outdoor services in order to control the spread of the virus. So Ms. Pelosi was also seen with a face mask around her neck rather than over her mouth. She has criticized Donald Trump for not wearing a mask. So this is twofold here. One, she's broken the lockdown rules by going inside the salon and getting her hair done. And two, she's not wearing a mask. So there are two rules, as far as I know of, being broken. So a spokesman said she did not realize she was breaking her home city's rules. Mr. Trump said she was being decimated after lecturing everyone else, and she's given Trump basically a free shot, a goal, and a free goal, really. So the footage obtained by Fox News. So we'll get onto this in a minute. So the issue here is Pelosi claims she was misled about the rules. So if we find it in the article somewhere, is it this? It's in the next article, and so Pelosi saying that Pelosi was told that the e-salon SF had told her they could accommodate one guest at a time. I trusted that. As it turns out, it was a setup. So what Pelosi's arguing here is that the salon had lied to her and her staff about if they could allow a person inside the hair salon, basically. And so the issue here is Pelosi did not know the rules of her home state and took the word of someone else. Now, I'll get on to, the owner of the salon and if this was a setup, but Pelosi should have known the rules of her own home state. If you're in this country, in the UK, if you're an MP and you say you're an MP in Manchester, right, and you broke the lockdown rules because you didn't know what the specific rules were, because the Manchester lockdown is different to, say, the lockdown in Northampton. We don't have a proper lockdown in Northampton. You can't plead ignorance over this because you look stupid. And her claiming it was a setup and all this stuff, right? Why? How did you not know the rules in your own state? These have been in place since the end of July. You should have known if there was a change, and the fact that you've got a big staff, you could have called one of them and asked, like, look, what are the lockdown rules still the same? So it's embarrassing for Pelosi, and now Pelosi saying, well, they owe me an apology, the people who run the salon. Maybe they do, but at the same time, you got played by the most basic of traps. Like if this isn't some high-minded sting operation. This is you failing to do a basic check to see if you're allowed inside an establishment or not. This is on you. You can't blame them because you got played. You got played, absolutely. And so here, Pelosi saying, I take responsibility for trusting the word of a neighborhood salon that I've been to over the years. Miss Pelosi said in the testy press conference in San Francisco when she was asked about the incident. She said, I trusted that. As it turns out, it was a setup. Miss Pelosi said, so I take responsibility for falling for a setup, and that I was, and that's all I'm going to say on that. Pelosi herself previously cited the US CDC guidelines for recommending that Americans wear face masks in public, especially when physical distancing measures are difficult, such as getting your hair done. I think the salon owes me an apology. And she talks about having to get the country moving again. Let's not take this subject away. Let this take this away from the fact that 185,000 people have died, but they've died in part because people doing dumb stuff like this. You not wearing a mask indoors in the proximity of another person. You could, if you had coronavirus, you could have given it to the other person that was there. You're really, really stupid, Pelosi, for falling for the most basic of traps, especially when you only went there for a wash and blow dry. Something you could have done at home. It's embarrassing. So it's a bit difficult to find the information on this. You have to use Google search and use the time setting on it to kind of get this stuff out. But it says here, right, this is the end of July, and as far as I know, I don't think anything has changed. So these are the rules. While hair salons, barbershops, nail salons, massage parlors and other beauty services have to close indoor operations in counties on the state's watch list, they're now allowed to move some services outdoors. The guidelines for outdoor hair salons and barbershops include employees and customers have to wear masks the entire time. Create an outdoor reception, no handshake. So you can see that she's inside and she's not wearing a mask, and this is one of the two issues here. So far as I know of, the San Francisco, the place she lives in, they're still in a lockdown where I think they still have to do outdoor services. The information is not the easiest to find, but again, Pelosi has a whole team that can find this. So if I'm wrong, I'll put a correction in the comments. But at the same time, it's really embarrassing for Nancy Pelosi to get caught out like this, especially when she's lecturing other people, rightfully so, to wear masks. You can't be doing this sort of stuff, especially when she's trying to take the high ground here, saying it was a setup. You fell for the most basic of traps. Like, how stupid are you, Nancy Pelosi? You know, you've had a bad week. I'm not gonna lie. Your boy Joe Kennedy got bodied by Ed Markey, and now this. I'm embarrassed for you, and I think that, you know, I wouldn't call for her resignation just yet over this, but she has done some stupid things. You got played over the CARES Act, so as well, CARES Act 1. You said there would be a second one coming. Where's it at? You got nothing, man. She's terrible at her job, and now she's been caught out. So when now people say you need to wear a mask, and they say Pelosi didn't wear it, you know, is this thing really a hoax? Because she's not taking this thing seriously. So it's just really stupid for her to have done this. So I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You know, do you think that Nancy Pelosi wasn't at fault because obviously she was lied to by the salon owner, who I think just wants to get the salon open fully and doesn't really care about the repercussions from there, I suppose. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.